We are in Upper West Side, Manhattan, on the corner of One Way and One Way.
Yo, straight up, we're at a joint called Boru.
Yes.
It is of the new breed of Japanese, more like an izakaya, so like a late night like drinking spot with like munchies and crunchies and noodles and stuff like that. They have a little bit of fusion going. We got some cool dishes going. But first they got what's called a steam bun. This is a bao. Bao, bao, bao. Bao steam bun is a dough that's risen. They steam it. It's like the best kind of like soft, squishy, doughy bun. There are only a handful of other places that do it.
This is excellent.
Soft, pillowy steam bun is delicious. Sweetness to it. But this is really just, this is a pastrami sandwich.
Yeah.
This is very familiar. It's a great take. It's a classic take. All right, you want to eat the next bun?
Yep, cut it.
Yo, chicken karaage, okay?
What do we got here? What is it?
This is a fried
Japanese fried chicken,
Japanese fried chicken. Like, dude, it's just a pillowy, soft chicken sandwich.
Oh, come on. 2 for 2.
We have a special episode of Kosher Dumps here today. This is called a Momo. A Momo is a Tibetan-style dumpling. It looks really liquidy and juicy. There's a sauce. I don't remember what the sauce is, but I'm going to Momo this up. I find the veal very, very significant in there. It's like a creamy white. That's a little hot for you. That is kicking. Is that the sauce? That's the dumpling. That is legit. That is legit all the way through. But you know what? That's complicated. There's a lot of text. There's a lot of flavor. There's even a hot broth in there that really cleans up. All right, groovy.
What do we got
here? This is a ramen noodle in a cold broth. Now, what's exciting about this is a little bit of a mashup because the broth is made with something called sorrel. But what's fantastic about sorrel is when you drink it, it's like a lemony green. It really has such a fresh, right? Really just a fresh, right? Everything. I'm telling you, it's important to have the kind of mouthfeel that we have right now because even though it's a cold soup, and it's this kind of cucumbery soup, and it's sorrel-y, it's green, it's cold, you know. It has that heat that just follows right up, and it really creeps, but it's built into the slickness of it, and that's what the ramen is supposed to be about, is just like, just this mouthfeel, your mouth is just coated.
What is this?
This is tingly lamb. It's something called Cumin lamb. It's a fairly famous dish in some of the non-kosher joints around here. Sham Foods. You know, it's like Cumin lamb, it's crisp, it's fried, it's like a riblet. They seem to have called it more of a tingly, which means that they're throwing down some Szechuan peppercorn action in here. This is gonna be more pop in your mouth. So here's the deal. This is incredibly spicy. But there's like 5 different layers of spicy. There's a bunch of different peppery action in there, a bunch of different spicy action. It's a good noodle. Good noodle. It's actually a rice noodle.
Very good.
Yeah, right? We're here to really celebrate this joint called Boru because they've been open long enough to really kind of figure out what they're trying to do. And what they're trying to do is to introduce a whole eating subculture to a group of people who, you know, have only been able to know it from afar. We're at a kosher izakaya kind of joint, the only kosher izakaya-ish joint in the city. But bam, you want it spicy, you want it crunchy, you want it chewy, you want it whatever, you want it, you should have a couple drinks. This is a great late night little spot. In Japan, ramen has been debated for the past 5,000 years. And you ask any Japanese guy, no two are gonna agree, right?
Yeah.
So now we have the first contenders really rolling out in the kosher market. In 10 years from now, when we have 80 joints like this and they're all great, people are gonna be like, oh my God, well, what was the one that really was kind of helped be the impetus, right? The fact that my mouth is coated with that delicious, slick spicy tells me that they've built the broth the right way. Yep. That's what you need. You need that.
Oh,